Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 2, where we're still building some factories, and it is wonderful. So we're building up to 5 factories currently. Venezuela went bankrupt. Oof. I don't think we had debts with Venezuela. I don't think they owed us money. But we have a CB on them, I guess. So that's a thing. So, we're taking a look at this, and currently we have these 3 factories that are subsidized. They're all losing money currently, and there is a reason for that. That reason is that, we're not vertically integrated enough, for one thing. So we need some cement and machine parts, and that's costing a large amount of our deficits here. As far as here, we need sulfur, but we also need cement, which is a big deal. Here we need coal. Now, we are producing some coal, specifically from Houseland. Iron we have to import, which is very, very unfortunate indeed. But the majority of these needs is cement. And we are making a cement and machine parts factory, so that'll be great. We're also working on encouraging craftsmen here because we need 50,000 craftsmen here. That's a lot of craftsmen. Now, over here in Houseland, we do have coal being produced. Where was that? Right up here. And my question is, how can we go about improving our coal production here? Production overview. So yeah, we can see that we're not producing any iron. That's a thing. We are producing 36 coal per day. And we're exporting the vast majority of it. Okay. But I don't think there are any buildings that we can build to increase our production of this, that I know of. Which is a little bit unfortunate. But for right now, we're going to continue ticking forward. America is currently at war with Spain and England, so some things might change here. We discovered a monopoly structure. Now, I did notice when I was orienting myself for this play session, I did notice the inventions. And there seems to be a random chance. I don't know if this is a daily chance or a monthly chance. But there's a chance when you research the tech of getting the invention, which is an interesting way to do things, to be sure. We're working on organized factories right now, and that will give us some factory output efficiency. That said, factory input efficiency would perhaps even be better. So we're going to have to take a look at that once we finish this tech. That's probably going to be what we're going to do next. Our militancy is going up a little bit, but that's okay. So realistically, at this point, I'm just watching our factories. We have a distinct lack of sulfur and iron, and I would like to have a source of those for ourselves, but alas, it appears not to be. We don't know what these are here. Which is interesting. I'm just checking around right now, looking to see if there's any sulfur or iron around. Even in the Great Powers. Wait, what was this? Timber. Okay. Fair enough. It would appear that there's just a whole lot of nothing. Which I find to be highly unfortunate. But oh well. We are currently getting a bunch of railroads set up. So that's always nice. We could also potentially start expanding our railroads. And East Houseland has some craftsmen. We may want to consider building ourselves some factories in East Houseland. These would be more devoted towards civilian goods. Like, for example, if we were to import timber and make lumber, which would then go into, say, furniture. That would be an option. There's also a clothes factory here, which would take what as an input? Silk, I think? Which we don't really have. So, I mean, we'd have to import a lot of things, which is highly unfortunate. Highly unfortunate indeed. Our upper house has been rearranged, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. We do have some rebel factions organizing, but they're not really anything to be worried about. We've got our maximum work hours movement, our common school movement, and campaign for old age security, but we can't enact any reforms just yet. In fact, we can't enact any reforms. Nobody's in favor of it. Thanks, upper house. Okay. So it is what it is. Is America losing this war? Like, let's hop into diplomacy and look at these wars. The American-Spanish War is indeed being lost by America, and they declared it. I guess they weren't expecting Germany and the UK to jump in? I don't know. That's not going well for America, though. We'll see how that pans out. If this all becomes Spanish territory, that might be a problem for us. Hello, organized factories is done. That is fantastic. We're going for late classical theory next. Make our factories even better. Excellent. So let's take a look at our factories with that. This is much closer to being regularly profitable. So I'm going to go ahead and put this at middle priority for hiring. Because essentially all 4 of these factories are supposed to feed this factory, right? So that's kind of the idea there. Greece is now bankrupt. Oh boy. That's unfortunate for Greece. So yeah, all of these factories will feed into this factory, so I'm fine with this one not being bigger yet. We've discovered secularization, increasing our plurality, which I believe increases our research points. And yeah, it does. By 10%, so double. For every 2%, or for every percent plurality, we're gaining 2%. 1% for 2%. I may not have said that very well. We're going to fight the disease with every available means. Get out of here, flu. Nobody likes you. So ultimately, we do need all of these factories to be done. And then the question is, do we want to put anything else in Sudan? Well, we'll take a look at these and see if they need to import anything else. They have to import sulfur. And there is a bit of a sulfur shortage in the world, which is an issue. Oh, look at that. More plurality. Was that in fact 2%? No. We seem to now be capped. Okay. Sounds good. But there's our cement factory done. It currently has no employees. We'll just go ahead and put that at middle priority. Now it's got some employees coming in. Fantastic. It's producing nothing, but that's to be expected. Elections have started. Okay. So we're putting in coal, iron, and machine parts. Sounds good. We have a machine parts factory coming online, so that's completely fine. So the machine parts factory will be feeding all 4 of these factories, actually. It's interesting. We should probably get more infrastructure in this area, though, by expanding our railroads, which I'm going to do. Because it looks like that just gives us a percentage bonus, just a flat bonus. So we need these 3 still, but we need money for that. Because, yeah, we get a percentage bonus from infrastructure in the state, from the average infrastructure. So that would be great for us to just layer all of these various bonuses together. And I think that's the idea of how we're supposed to do this. War policy debated in local election. Opponents and proponents of the military and the armed forces are taking sides for the coming election. While militarists argue that increased tension in the world and arms races between several of the great powers are reason enough to maintain a strong Ethiopian military, period. Others are less convinced, and see the military expenses as excesses on part of the government. So let's see. People are not very in favor of jingoism right now. So, I mean, this would be the better way to do it, I think. I'm willing to supply the war, but I don't really want to fight in the war, is the thing. I'll defend myself if necessary, but I'm not very interested in aggressive action right now. I'm mostly interested in economic action, realistically speaking. So we could crank our taxes if we wanted to. But I think producing some luxury needs might be a good idea eventually. For right now, though, I'm mostly interested in massively increasing... Oh, hello, combat medicine. I'm mostly interested in massively increasing the amount of infrastructure in this area. We can do a reform. We can do a political reform. Now, this is likely going to make some of our people upset because they want social reforms. Which is unfortunate. However, they're not very radicalized. We could go to universal franchisement. Or proportional representation. Social reform desire plus 10% might be a good thing? I don't know. I mean, ultimately, we're going to need to push our way down all of these reforms. I think for right now, going to state-controlled trade unions is the way to go. Excellent. So, the question now becomes, at what point do we have enough to actually work on expanding these railroads? That's building, that's gathering the timber. Okay, and that's going to take a while to gather that timber. And this one's actually building. Okay. So we actually almost have all of our timber gathered. War policy is debated again. Okay, well, nobody likes jingoism, so war is a fundamental evil that must be avoided but funds us. We will sell guns to people who want to shoot other people other than us. That's the idea here. Fantastic. Okay, so we need about 3K. That works. Our machine parts factory is going to be done in 192 days, but look at this. We're almost always positive all the well, maybe not. But we're very close to positive all the time now. Our subsidization isn't really super necessary in Sudan anymore. But it still... I'm gonna still subsidize them. Like, I want them to continue producing at all times, when possible. Like, I understand when there's an iron and a sulfur shortage like there is right now, it's not really going to happen very much, but it is what it is. Factory input efficiency tech. Fantastic. What research do we want to go for next? Well, I'm thinking administrative efficiency. Let's go. And I'm just going to keep getting these cheaper techs for now. And the longer it takes us to get these, the cheaper they get too. Which is nice. Oh, hello, social justice. Okay, let's go ahead and expand this railroad. Click and... So control-click to build in all provinces. Well, we can't afford to build it in all provinces, unfortunately. We can build it here, though. There's no doubt about that. Fantastic. Okay, so the question then becomes... when is that cement, or rather that machine parts factory finishing up? And that's in 3 months. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue boosting the economy of specifically Sudan. So, that's going to be exciting. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.